A day after a muted win, NDA picked Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister for a record-equaling consecutive third term at a meeting late evening yesterday. The BJP-led NDA, which won 293 seats, pushing past the majority mark of 272, is all set to form the new government this weekend. As BJP fell short of majority on its own, two coalition-era veterans, Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, have emerged kingmakers. Rejecting all speculation though, the two leaders have firmly shown support to the NDA government under Narendra Modi's leadership. Parlays are on for ministerial berths and many still contend that the division of this pie will be easier said than done. Many still suspect the boat could be rocked, if not now, then soon. India opposition bloc members have clarified they are not going to try to form the government, but their agenda will be to keep the government on its toes. Clamour grows though in Congress to make Rahul Gandhi the leader of opposition. He just shortly ago addressed a press conference and termed the exit polls a scam linked to the surge and drop of the stock market and questioned the outgoing Home Minister Amit Shah and Narendra Modi over their statements on the stock market. The tussle is well and truly on, inside and outside. The Congress and opposition will breathe down the BJP's neck with greater strength in Parliament, even as the new Prime Minister will have allies to satisfy. So will it be a tightrope for Narendra Modi? Can and how will he handle it? We take that to our guests in just a bit. So the reason why this is being considered a new challenge for Narendra Modi is because he's never had to lead a government that has been dependent on coalition partners. Take a look at the verdicts that Narendra Modi, the mandates that Narendra Modi has led BJP to. Now, he won 3 as far as Gujarat is concerned, where he was the one leading the campaign. Look at the verdicts in 2002, 2007, 2012. He's won easily past the halfway mark, which was 91 in the Gujarat Assembly, and their numbers were well over it. In fact, the one time the BJP struggled was in 2017 after Modi shifted to the national capital. Similarly, even as far as the central campaigns are concerned, his blistering 2014 campaign won the BJP a simple majority for the very first time. There was an NDA then too, but he wasn't dependent on the allies. And in 2019, of course, Modi-led BJP improved on its tally even further. So this is the first time Modi is going to be leading a government that could possibly be on tenterhooks. And this could be the reason why many feel this is going to be a challenge for him. Let's also get you the buzz over portfolios before the swearing in. As I said, many parlays are going on. Now, NDA sources have told CNN News18 that BJP will retain the big ones like Defence, Finance, Home and Ministry of External Affairs. BJP will also retain railways and road transport. Now, this is where it gets interesting because JDU will eye the railways and MRTs like rural development and Panchayati Raj. So, railways could turn out to be a big contention. Meanwhile, there is also buzz that the other key ally of the BJP, the TDP, might be keen on MOS Finance. Will the BJP be willing to part with that is the big question. Let's decode for you the big alliance roadblocks or challenges for the BJP on its key issues. Remember, the last term was about fulfilling Ram Mandir, about abrogation of Article 370, and of course, UCC is still on the cards. So the first contentious issue is just that, which is the long-standing commitment of the BJP. Nitish Kumar seeks consensus on this. He's not against this per se. Chandrababu Naidu stands with faith-based personal laws. Their politics is very different. Another contentious issue, One Nation, One Poll. Nitish Kumar's JDU stands with BJP on the issue, while TDP chief is opposing this issue. On the Muslim quota debate triggered by the PM during the last campaign, Nitish Kumar backs Muslim quota for Dalit Muslims at least, while Chandrababu Naidu is also not in the mood to re-look at Muslim quota in Andhra Pradesh, a state he's going to rule now, a state that has Muslim quota. On caste census, Nitish Kumar obviously stands for a national survey, while Chandrababu Naidu also backs a caste-based census. So with Modi 3.0, NDA Sarkar in making, will it be a tightrope? If so, by how much? And how and can Narendra Modi handle it? That's coming up with our guests.
are in NDA. I am going for NDA meeting. In course of time, anything will report you. Thank you.
ये प्रधानमंत्री और नीतीश कुमार जी के बीच में है, ना कोई बार्गेनिंग है, ना कोई डिमांड है, ना कोई नाराजगी है। हाँ, विशेष राज्य का दर्जा बिहार को मिले, ये हमारी इच्छा है।
मैंने इतना इलेक्शन में सेक्रीफाइस किया है, इसीलिए इस वक्त मेरी मांग है कि हमको कैबिनेट मंत्री पद मिलना चाहिए।
Let's go across to the guest joining us. Anila Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, K. Patabhi Ram, national spokesperson of the TDP, and Veer Sanghvi, senior journalist, all joining us. Veer, let me begin with you. You have written a piece as far as the next Modi government is concerned. Now, people suggest that it's his personality that could be the roadblock, that he's being compared to Vajpayee and how people are writing him off, suggesting that, he just doesn't know how to run a coalition government, certainly not like Vajpayee could. Do you think that is the problem here, or is it something else?
No, I think that's a fair assessment. But on the other hand, if you were to move away from our view of Mr. Modi as an absolutist figure who even within his own cabinet and his own government has run things his way, not necessarily taking ministers into confidence, and to look at him objectively, we now talk of Mr. Vajpayee as a consensus figure, but until he'd become Prime Minister, we'd had no evidence of what he would be like at running a coalition. So I think it's fair to give Mr. Modi a chance. Yes, there's nothing in his record to suggest he knows how to listen to people or accommodate their views. But hey, he's a politician, he's a bright guy, he's a shrewd guy, he knows his room for maneuver is limited. There's no reason to believe that he will insist on being stubborn and having his own way. My feeling is that at least for the first year or so, this will be a more accommodating new Modi, indicating that the caricatures are wrong and he will listen to the allies.
Well, Modi is nothing if not nimble. In fact, the BJP is known to be extremely nimble as far as, how they conduct their politics is concerned. But Anila Singh, I do ask you, there is nothing in Narendra Modi's past which suggests that he has had experience of it. It's one thing to be able to talk to allies while you're in election mode or pre-election. It's quite another to have to listen to them and contend with them when you are in government and dependent on them. This is going to be your toughest challenge, Anila Singh.
My Ram to all, and since the results have come out, everybody is speculating that how Narendra Modi ji is going to head this coalition government. He has never headed a coalition government and he is a hard taskmaster. He doesn't know how to adjust with the other political leaders. This is what rhetoric I am listening. Everybody is listening that. I just have to ask all those people who are saying this thing, that have you ever seen Narendra Modi ji heading a coalition government? That has failed. If you have not seen that example, how you can say hypothetically that he cannot head a coalition government where BJP is the major party but not in supreme power, not in absolute power?
No, you have a good point. You are saying the alternative also doesn't exist, in the sense the other example also doesn't exist where he has failed at running a coalition government, but the coalition partners have left the NDA since Narendra Modi came to power, and they've left feeling exhausted and feeling pressurized, and you lost some of your very old allies.
See, they walked out because somehow they did not agree to few of these steps which Modi government took. And they have got all the rights to do that. Some of them, they came back. Some of them, they walked out. So it keeps happening in every alliance. Modi ji is a very good listener. Like, you go to him, he will listen to you. Just if somebody is not very cordial, very bubbly in public, it doesn't mean that he doesn't listen to you. He doesn't takes the point which you want to put across. I think he is a very seasoned very experienced leader, that too from Gujarat. They know how to deliver the business. I am 100% sure. Third time also, Narendra Modi ji will know that how to deliver the
How to
business
deliver
of
the
politics.
business. I love that. I think that's a great way to put it. But I want to ask K. Patabhi Ram as well. As of now, everything is fine. But, we've seen what has happened when governments are dependent on allies. We've seen what has happened with the TDP and the BJP in the past. How can you assure the BJP today, if you were to assure the BJP, that no, nobody is going to try to rock the boat this time around? Or at least the TDP will not attempt it?
Shivani, good evening. See, I mean, Telugu Desam Party is not a party, which takes advantage of situations, for their personal gains. We are completely in the NDA. We will remain in the NDA, and we completely back the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. All the speculations that are going around in Delhi are purely baseless. There are absolutely no demands from our side. Our priority today is only the development of the state of Andhra Pradesh, which had suffered very badly in the past 5 years under the misrule of Jagan Mohan Reddy. So that is our only priority.
And a special status, isn't it?
Andhra Pradesh needs.
And a special status that has been denied by the NDA government in the past.
See, whether it be special status or the other things which are there in the Reorganization Act, we have strong assurances from Mr. Modi, and we are confident that there will be that extra care that will be taken with respect to the state of Andhra Pradesh, because our state is reeling under huge debts. There is absolutely, our coffers are completely empty, and we need that extra hand-holding from the union government. And we are pretty confident that Mr. Modi will deliver all that is required for Andhra Pradesh, whether it be in the building of the capital of Amaravati or the completion of the national project Polavaram. So there are so many issues. So even in the past, between 2014 and 18, when we were there as coalition partners in the NDA, a lot of things have been delivered. It is not that nothing was done, but one or two issues, yes, we had differences in the past, but those are not issues which cannot be sorted out. So they can be sorted out, and there can be a way out.
There can always be a way out. We are just trying to figure out what the contours or the style of working of a Narendra Modi-led coalition government is going to be, because we've not seen that before. And coalition dharma, Veer Sangmi, is not really a word that actually inspires great confidence in people today. Because we've seen what coalition dharma has led to in UPA 1, 2, even in the NDA 1, for example.
Yeah, Shivani, I think it depends on what kind of allies you have. If you look at Mr. Vajpayee, who we regard as this great consensus figure, he frequently read the Riot Act to Mamata and to Jayalalitha. In the case of Jayalalitha, when the demands got too extravagant, she actually brought his government down. It's another thing that he won again without her. So yes, there is a problem always. And Mr. Vajpayee was not this perfect coalition leader, because if he had been, his first government wouldn't have fallen. Similarly, in UPA 2, one of the problems was that Manmohan Singh believed that if congressmen were making money, he could say something. But if the DMK say was making money, he couldn't say anything because the allies could do it. So there are different ways of approaching coalitions. In the case of Mr. Modi, I think we make a mistake when we lump Naidu along with Nitish Kumar. Two are very different cases. Nitish Kumar, though they're both very serious politicians and senior politicians, Nitish Kumar is essentially a man at the end of his career who's lost what little credibility he had because of his many flip-flops. I think he will want some personal glory for himself, and he'll want a bare minimum of things to indicate that he's not lost that little shred of credibility he's got left. In the case of Naidu, you're dealing with somebody who is acting like he has his life ahead of him, who wants to show himself as being the leader of a resurgent state. He will ask for many, many things for his state. And if you go by what he's done in the past, he asked for the speakership. And he did that for a very simple reason, because parties that are leaders of coalitions have a reputation for splitting their allies. If the speaker is yours, then he won't recognize splits, he won't agree to all the stuff that we've been seeing, people being expelled, privilege committee things being done. If I was Mr. Naidu, I would insist on the Speaker. I would insist on many things for Andhra, and I would insist maybe on one or two key ministers. I think Mr. Modi will fight the Speaker, but everything else he should get.
You don't really expect, I mean, the allies so far are being very gracious. You don't expect this to turn, right? And if this was to turn, do you think that you have a timeline in mind? Some people are saying maybe 6 months down the line, 1 month, 1 year down the line, mid-term.
Well, I don't see why it is in Nitish, who's actually part of the BJP. It's not in his interest to turn. And in the case of Mr. Naidu, as long as he can say to the people of Andhra, not only have I delivered and rescued you from the sad state my predecessor left you, I also have made Andhra proud by having a constitutional position in Delhi. He's got what he wants.
I do want to ask you, Veer Sangvi, before I go back to our political guests, you've written with the 2024 election results and the dependence on allies, the BJP will find it difficult to remake India. At the end of this term, Modi will leave the Indian system pretty much as it is today. Could that be an underestimation of Narendra Modi's capability?
I think so. I mean, always Mr. Modi has had the ability to surprise us, but I doubt very much if with this kind of opposition and these allies, he'll be able to push through things like one nation, one election. On the uniform civil code, he's found a solution. He'll get the states to do it, so that's not a problem. But on other fundamental changes, there will be resistance.
So Anila Singh, how do you deal with that? How does Narendra Modi and BJP deal with the fact that a lot of what is your political, cultural agenda will just not sit with your new allies that you now depend on?
See, definitely, I think Modi 3, since Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't have absolute majority, and in Modi 1 and in Modi 2 as well, like we always took our allied partners together. We took them in confidence, whatever major steps we took, whatever the public or whatever the political opposition parties they want to say, they can blame, they can claim anything. But I am pretty sure that Narendra Modi ji as a head, he is going to take every allied partner in confidence, and definitely there will be a little shift of in delivering the business, but it will be in a very mutual way, and it will be in the sake of the country. That is the main thing. How our country goes ahead, as it was going ahead in 2 tenures of Narendra Modi ji. For Narendra Modi, India is first, Bharat is first. This is what we are taught in our party.
Okay.
सबसे पहले राष्ट्र है, फिर पार्टी है, फिर आप स्वयं हैं. So he is going to keep nation first, and he is not going to compromise anything, anybody, which is going to bring our Bharat down, which is going to pull our Bharat down.
As Veer Sangvi reminded us, even Atal Bihari Vajpayee snapped when it was getting too much. We have an example of the BJP snapping its ties with the PDP in Kashmir, which was an odd alliance to begin with, but snapped it when they felt that they cannot continue in that alliance and the government came down. So will the BJP have a full stop on how much they can do and not more is the big question. But Mr. Ram, I want to ask you, on issues like UCC and on Muslim quota, which are big for the BJP, are you willing to work with the BJP on those issues?
Yeah, firstly, I completely agree with my friend Veer Sangvi. You know, with his decades of experience, he understood my boss so very well. Mr. Naidu is a person who is happy as long as the state of Andhra Pradesh is happy. I mean, so we are very comfortable as long as the state gets what it needs. So we are never behind ministries or portfolios or posts. I would also like to remind that between 99 and 2004, when Vajpayee ji was the Prime Minister, we were not even in the cabinet. But we worked beautifully with the Vajpayee ji's administration. So this time, yes, we will be in the cabinet. I'm not saying that when it will be same as like Mr. Vajpayee, this time we will be in the cabinet. But our priority will be the state of Andhra Pradesh, not any
so you will be willing to let the BJP have its national agenda of UCC if it needs to?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Well, it might be any issue. As it is a coalition, NDA is a coalition. So any issue can be discussed, and solutions can be worked out. Whether it is UCC or any other issue, I don't think Mr. Modi ji, or Honorable Shri Amit Shah ji will bulldoze things in the coalition. So there will be discussions. So things can be worked out, solutions can be worked out. So we expect that kind of a mechanism. And this government, I'm very confidently saying this, that we will complete this NDA coalition without any, hiccups. We'll complete its full term under Shri Narendra Modi.
Okay.
And there will not be anything like walking on a tightrope or something like that. There is a beautiful mechanism in place, and we will comfortably finish the complete term.
Okay. Final comment from Veer Sanghvi as well. One, will the BJP also be clear that this is it and nothing more? We will not relent on anything more, even if it means the government comes down? And will it also be personalities like Amit Shah who would have to change their way of working?
Well, frankly, I think Mr. Modi is probably shocked by the results. Given that it hasn't worked out the way he thought it would, he's not going to make any dramatic moves. He's going to feel his way forward. There will be the equivalent of a common minimum program. He will not force fights with the allies. It now depends on the allies and where they're pushing. I don't see Nitish having the room to push. I don't see a Jayalalitha type situation. You don't have a Mamata type person who will really push them to the edge. You have Chandrababu Naidu, who has a lot of experience of governance, who will know how far he can push and how far he can't. If there is pressure from the cadres and they ask for all these revolutionary moves to change the fundamental nature of Indian democracy, then yes, there will be problems. But as of now, I think that's on hold. Mr. Modi will feel his way and decide what he's going to do.
All right. On that note, I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Remember, the swearing in is slotted for this weekend. Sunday, we are being told. And of course, before that, we are also hoping to know a little bit more of how that cabinet berth is going to be divided.